Hey, Dr. Andanaro, I've told this story at least 40-something times, and I'm a little tired. I'm at camp right now. I've got 80-something kids that have been so cool and so awesome to work with, but I'm exhausted. And the first 20 times that I've told the story, it's been the wrong story. So now that I've figured out the right one, hopefully we can get this right. Uh, so a couple years ago, I was serving as a state FFA officer for Future Farmers of America. Um, I was able to travel across the state and be an ambassador for agriculture and agriculture education and teach leadership to students, and it was great and awesome. And even though this was my one main goal of my entire childhood, I was very, very unhappy. And the reason why was because of the circumstances of the way I was elected, which really aren't that big of a deal, but essentially I believe lies about because of the way I was elected, that no one really wanted me to be a state officer and that I wasn't qualified or competent enough to be one. And in that way I was very self-centered, very consumed with my own needs and desires, and was putting myself before that year of service in that way. But in the middle of my state officer year, we had this opportunity, myself and my teammates, to attend the International Leadership Conference for State Officers, which usually takes place in a different country every year. And I'd never been out of the country, and all my other teammates were going, so I figured, what the heck, I guess I'll go too. And so even though I'd been having a pretty rough year, I was looking forward to this conference, especially because I'm thinking International Leadership Conference. This should be fun, learning about leadership in another country. So we go this year, the year that I went, it was Argentina was the country that we were going to go to, and which was great because I could speak a little bit of Spanish, so that was nice to look forward to. And there was 80-something state officers from all different states across the country that were going to go to Argentina with us. And so I pack up as many clothes and as many hair products and makeup and all kinds of crazy mess to go on this trip. I was not concerned about losing my passport. I was not concerned about getting lost or being able to communicate or currency or anything like that. I was more concerned about what these other state officers were going to think of me. I was concerned about how my hair was going to look every day, and the fact that I didn't bring a straightening iron, and all these different things that had really no value or worth when you consider what you can gain out of going out of the country. So we go to Argentina. We fly the 12 hours to Buenos Aires. I just butchered that, I know. And start spending the first couple of days going on tours of agritourism and seeing the country, and it was great, except I don't remember any of it. And here's why. Because for the first couple of days, I was literally so consumed with what other people were thinking. Did they like me? The girls, they were prettier than me. The other state officers seemed so much more charismatic. I felt incompetent compared to them, and I was so desperately missing Diet Coke. You know, in Argentina they don't believe in diet products really, so I was miserable, and just like my entire thoughts were just blinding everything that I could have been seeing for those first couple of days. And so I reached about like the climatic point of miserable. I remember being in one of our hotel rooms, sitting in Buenos Aires, and my little bed was by the window, and if you looked out at nighttime, the street lights were everywhere. There's cars, there's honking, it's loud, it's crazy, and I was so miserable that I just started crying, even as there were like other state officers from other states in the room. They're just kind of like, what's wrong with her? And I remember crawling up in my weird feeling comforter, because Argentina has weird wool or something, I don't know, and just bawling my eyes out at why this trip had to be this way. And I just wanted to go home, and I just wanted my hair to look right, and I just wanted to feel happy, and to feel like these other state officers even liked me, and all these stupid thoughts. And that's when I heard a voice. Somehow, in the midst of my sobbing, I heard this voice say to me, and I believe it was God, Valerie, get over yourself. And from that point on, I chose to see outwardly. For the rest of the week, as soon as I had like it was like a shattering moment of hearing "get over yourself." I chose to take myself out of the picture and decided that I was going to enjoy Argentina without Valerie, without the low self-esteem and the destructive thoughts, and from that point on, I was able to see all the beautiful things that we were able to see in the rest of the trip, and meet these state officers and develop relationships that even now I still keep up with. And yeah, it forever changed the way I viewed my thoughts in particular, and what it means to be selfless, taking yourself out of the picture. And even now it's shaped the way that I try to lead. I try in my very best to, even now, like when in times when I know my thoughts are consuming me, choose to let them go for the sake of putting the relationships with others first, and being selfless, because I believe that makes the greatest impact.